Hello viewers, well I saw a bit of iRacing arcade gameplay this week. I'm not aware of this, I've been a bit out of the loop in terms of iRacing's console developments, but I saw a bit of gameplay, Basic Ollie's channel and the Traction channel, and I thought, have a talk about it. Let's remind ourselves first by looking at the trailer that was released a while back. So I see the start off by looking at the rather kiddie logo, and I think, oh, it's a children's game then. It's a children's version of iRacing. I guess when I was first thinking about iRacing coming to console, I expected something similar to the sim racing itself, but with more shiny graphics, more particle effects, perhaps a bit more in the way of action elements related to it. Not so much this. Then I saw the gameplay on Basic Ollie's channel, and I thought, oh, I don't like what I'm seeing here in terms of the handling and the visuals. It's not quite what I'm expecting from a studio the size of iRacing and, committed investment to consoles. So then I came back and looked at this trailer, and I thought to myself, well, it's all very Circuit Superstars, but without the soul of Circuit Superstars. I guess what makes Circuit Superstars different is that it's an indie developed game. It has a nice atmosphere and soul of its own. You drive from an isometric perspective, which works very well for that type of game. So far so good on that. And then when you convert that to just a standard racing perspective, and you're not just converting, it's no longer an indie game. This is at least a double A studio, as it were, that's behind this now, a double A brand. You expect something slightly better. Now, I looked at what iRacing produced last year. They had the Exo Cross game, which I didn't get to play, but I quite like the look of. It had a nice sort of futuristic arcade vibe. It looked very rugged. I'd like to try it out one day. I'm not saying there was a lot to it. It's pretty bare bones, but okay, it's a start. Let's see where they go with developing that brand. All right. I was expecting something, like I say, more along more highly developed lines like that. Then, of course, there was the karting game, of course, by the developers of Circuit Superstars, and I covered that a while back. Thoroughly enjoyed it. As an indie game, for what it was doing, thoroughly enjoyed that game. As I understand it, looking at comments, development didn't continue on that game. It didn't really take it to where it could and should have gone. And I think people felt let down by the developer that they didn't stick with that title, build on it, grow it, and even release further iterations for it. So I guess what happened is a deal was done with iRacing to produce this title. And so when I look at games, and if I'm talking about Gran Turismo, I'm talking about I want everything. I'll be very, very detailed of, I want this working online. I want to see perfect texturing, time of day, lighting, everything. I want it to be absolutely right. And that's why games like Gran Turismo and Forza Motorsport get rated very highly. That's why I've been so critical of Forza Motorsport in recent years, because I could see that it was all going downhill quite a few years ago. But I reduced the amount of content I was producing on Forza Motorsport because the amount of grief I was getting even talking about it, it just wasn't worth my time. We can see now the results of where all that was going, and it was going down. When I look at other games, I look at studios that are AA and indie. I rate them to a slightly different standard, because when it's one man making a game, or whatever, just 5 people that I've seen making a game, and they're producing amazing stuff, I look at the work rate and I say that's incredible. When Assetto Corsa was being developed, one guy made the tracks. Remarkable work at the time. Credit where it's due. But then when you have 100 people making those tracks, I expect a much, much greater level of detail, a greater level of investment, a greater level of commitment. So, I don't know, I just watched this on the both Traxion and Basic Ollie's clips of the gameplay. There's a demo coming on October 13th. I'll probably play it then. We can all play it, make our own mind up. But just looking at it, I was left completely disinterested. I don't really know who it's for. For me, as a racing gamer, there's plenty of other racing games I'd rather play than this. As an arcade gamer, it doesn't really look that great. It doesn't bring anything new to the table for me. As a Circuit Superstars continuation, well, it's from a different perspective. It's a different type of game. The nuance of what made that game what it was has gone. And then I just look at who the customer is that's buying this. I don't know. Odd One right now doesn't appeal to me in the slightest, in any way. Nothing here is appealing to me right now. But I might play it. I might feel intuitive handling in the cars, and that could completely change my perspective on it. Because when I played the karting game, it felt like a nice Mario Kart world. If I play the game and I feel like, oh, actually, this feels nice to play and I'm quite liking the world when I'm playing, perhaps it's just what I've seen that didn't appeal to me. One of those things. I don't know. I just left a little bit flat after seeing the gameplay that's been around on the internet. Do check out the videos from Basic Ollie and Traxian. I've put the links in the description to those, and make up your own minds as to what you think. But in a very sort of, we've got a lot of bland stuff being released these days. A lot of second-rate racing games, bland games, incomplete games. Nothing is really grabbing me. And when iRacing are coming to console, they should be making a statement. Investment, real high quality content, rather than just taking in an indie studio and literally even using some of the same assets for HUD and all the rest of it. It's not quite what we expect. I expect us, in a way, are they just publishing indie titles rather than creating their own? Perhaps they are, and I've not been briefed on that. I'm not aware of it. So I'm just looking observationally at what I've seen. Do let me know in the comments if there's anything I've got wrong or missed out on. Do let me know, because I've been out of the loop on some of this for a while, so I'm just sort of catching up on it. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.